Hi, good morning to you here on this Tuesday, October the 4th. Lot to talk about. Most of this video will deal with Hurricane Matthew and its impacts today and then over the next 4 or 5 days. It will likely include the Carolinas. Now, the temperatures during the 5 o'clock hour this morning, 60s, some 50s mixed in here and there, low 70s close to the coast. It's going to be another nice October day locally, but again, let's talk about the tropics here. That's what everybody wants to know about. And so let's get right into it. Hurricane Matthew, you have hurricane warnings up for basically all of Haiti, eastern Cuba, parts of the Turks and Caicos, and all of the Bahamas now, or basically all the Bahamas. And I'm afraid this is going to be a devastating hurricane, not only for Haiti, but really for most of the Bahamas, as well as the Turks and Caicos. This looks really, really bad for those folks, unfortunately. As a major hurricane, really, really intense. It's holding its intensity very well. Went through if not an eye wall replacement cycle, kind of a reorganization of the eye through the night. And this is really an intense hurricane as it is approaching that southwestern tip of Haiti as we speak. Latest advisory, the 5 a.m. advisory, showing you pressure at 940, although I'll tell you a recent recon mission had a pressure down at 934, moving a little bit east of due north at about 7 miles per hour. Now this is going to cross their western tip of Haiti and then the eastern tip of Cuba tonight. And then I'm afraid, again, this track is just going to be a horrible track for the Bahamas. It bends to the northwest and basically tracks right up the Bahamas chain. I expect it to be a really rough hurricane for the Bahamas. And then from there, I mentioned yesterday in the video that some of the more reliable modeling was taking a shift to the west. And all the models have now followed suit. And this sure looks like it's going to have an impact, and maybe a direct impact, on the Carolina coast, maybe even parts of the Florida coast. But certainly, as you get up toward the Carolina coast, this is the official National Hurricane Center forecast. As always, don't pay attention to the specific points, but look at the cone there. You see the range of possibilities. Now, let me show you first of all the winds down in the Caribbean today. And this is the RPM modeling, and you can see the track of Matthew and the really intense winds associated with it, affecting Haiti and eastern Cuba, and then up through the Bahamas it goes as you get into tomorrow. And again, this looks like I'm afraid, just a devastating hurricane in many of those Caribbean and Bahama locations. Longer term, again, the track guidance has taken that jog to the west, and most models are now up or near the coast. Even some locations up into the interior coastal plain. Let me show you the European model, and I'll show you the more detailed models in just a second. But here's the loop of the European model, and it too has continued to nudge a little bit to the west with the track of this system. And how far inland it tracks, that's going to determine how much rain we see in the Carolinas. Here's the European rain totals with this between now and Monday evening. You have some totals over 11 inches in much of the coastal plain of North and South Carolina, about an inch or so in the I-85 corridor. The GFS model is a little bit more inland with its 0Z run, and so you have some higher totals further inland, 3 to 4 inches for the I-85 corridor. That'll be details, very small scale details we'll have to resolve later in the week. Today, no problems. Partly cloudy, good looking day. There's your highs across the region this afternoon, looking good. Tomorrow we begin to get this really well-established northeast flow in place, and so I think we're looking at a lot of clouds tomorrow and Thursday. Temperatures held in check. There's tomorrow's highs. Here is Thursday's highs. Thursday's rather set up across the region. A lot of clouds still, and again, there's your Thursday highs. And we begin to feel the impacts or potential impacts from Matthew later in the day on Friday. All right, so let me show you some of the more detailed modeling here, and I'll just kind of step you through this. I'm going to throw a lot of graphics your way, so bear with me. All right, here's that Canadian model. All right, there's Matthew in the Bahamas, exiting the northern Bahamas Thursday morning, and then here it comes just east of Charleston and Myrtle Beach there Friday evening, and then up near Wilmington Friday night, and then up into the eastern parts of North Carolina during the day Saturday. You see the shield of rain associated with it into the interior Carolinas. So that's the Canadian model. All right, here is the GFDL, very intense hurricane through the Bahamas, and then it is just off the Space Coast Friday. Let's see, I believe that's actually Thursday evening, and then here we go thereafter up to near just east of Wilmington as we get into the weekend. All right, now here's the Hurricane Wharf model. Same deal, up very intense hurricanes to the Bahamas, and then it brings it near Charleston. Let's see, the 7th. So that would be, let's see, 4th, 5th, 6th, that'd be Friday. And you go from there up the Carolina coast, and then there it goes up into really the eastern part of North Carolina over the weekend. All right. There's the NavGem, which is inland over Florida with this. And then it moves up through Florida and then just off the Carolina coast of all things as we get into this weekend. And then let me show you, let me see, I'll show you the European model here real quick. There is its representation of things Friday night, and then there it is near Charleston Saturday morning, moving up just off the coast, then Saturday during the day, and then near Wilmington Saturday evening, spreading that shield of rain into a good chunk of the eastern half of North Carolina, and then there it goes by Sunday morning. All right, the GFS, this is the 0Z run. Here we are Thursday evening, Friday evening. There's your wind field. Actually, a closer up look there, Friday evening. And then, all right, let me get to, here we are. All right, this is Saturday morning, inland over coastal South Carolina. And there's your wind field Friday night into Saturday morning at that point in time. You go out to Saturday afternoon, early afternoon. There's your intense rain on the northwest side of this system. There's your wind field at that point in time. And then there's Saturday evening. There's the wind field Saturday evening as well. And again, on the GFS, you get some pretty impressive rain totals here in parts of the region with this, and same deal on the European. And I'll give credit to finally the UK Met model. It was actually the first model that sniffed out this westerly trend, if memory serves. And so there is the UK Met's latest run into southeastern Florida up to near Savannah, and then up the coast it goes. And then finally, if you're wondering if the ensemble of the GFS is agreeing, it is. And so I think you're looking at a track something like what we've outlined here. So what does that mean? I think for the Carolina coast, it's going to be a deal where all interests up and down the coast, anywhere from Florida through the Carolina coast, need to monitor Matthew's progress. If you have a beach trip planned this weekend, I'd be prepared to change them for the Carolina coast. I wouldn't pull the trigger on changing them just yet, but be prepared to do so. If we get another day or so of modeling that is sticking with the same basic idea, then we need to alter those plans. But for the time being, let's just kind of hold tight and see what it looks like for another day or two. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and God bless.